Next, we will touch upon a very important topic called system landscape. At every organization which has SAP implemented, you'll find a structure of systems which together form SAP landscape. These are nothing but clients and instances of SAP, but each with a different purpose. So let us understand what it does and what is the basic structure. Now, in organizations, there is always a system which is used for research work and to test out initial ideas. So anything, if you are a SAP person, SAP expert, SAP technical person or functional person, and you have an idea which you want to try out, the first thing that you will do is go into the sandbox system and see the feasibility of the idea. That is the sole purpose of sandbox system. It is like a playground for checking out whether a particular configuration works or not. Next system we have in the landscape is development system. This is the place, this is the instance where actual build is carried out. Actual build, actual configuration, actual programming. Then comes the test instance. This is the system where you execute the testing on the program and you validate your configuration. And finally, we put the code, we migrate and transport the code in production system where it is used by all the users. This is a very basic four box system which I'm showcasing right now. So in the sandbox, you test out your concept, your idea. In development, you actually work with the configuration people and developer to develop it. In testing, you provide all the QC proof that the program or the configuration was thoroughly tested. And finally, you put the code in production. Now, to move the code from development to testing to production, that is done through a system called transport management. It is nothing but the whatever code that you change in form of data and program and functions, it's put into a small packet and then it is moved from one system to another system. Now, in addition to sandbox development, testing, and production, we also have systems like other systems. For example, we'll have security client system, we'll have a training system. So you can have either separate instances or you can build some of this using the existing instances. It is always a good practice to keep only one client in production system. You might have one or two clients in testing. You might have 3-4 clients in development system. But when it comes to production, it is always good to just keep one single client in production. Each of the systems are identified a 3-letter unique character called system identifier. So for example, the systems can be represented as S11 for sandbox, D11 for development, T for test, and P for production. Now, this is an example I give if you have just the basic system, ERP, Enterprise Core Component. But SAP comes with multiple solutions like Business Warehouse, HANA, Portal, GTS, business objects, to name a few. In that case, the landscape will contain more instances as shown below. So on the top, you can see that you'll need a sandbox, a development, a testing, a production for each of this solution. And then you will have the solutions like ECC, BW, GTS, HANA, BO, GRC, Solution Manager. So 4 multiplied by 6 or 7, those many instances you need to have. This is very useful information. What exactly is a client? So I was mentioning that we can have a development system, and within the development system you can have within the development system you can have multiple clients. So for example, one client to develop only programs and ABAP related development. Second client to just take care of configuration changes. Third client to just take care of security. And then another client to do unit testing. So you can have multiple clients within one instance. What exactly is a client? Client is an independent logical database which stores all the business data separately so that data doesn't get overlap. So client specific data will reside in its own client database. A server can contain multiple clients, and this is the example I was giving, that a development instance can have multiple clients. Each client is independent and the transaction data will not impact each other. Each client is also represented with a 3-number identification. So you can call client 100, 200, 300. Likewise, like 100, client 100 is for training, training, 200 for development, 300 for config changes, and likewise. These numbers are identifiers for the client. They are separate from system identifiers. That covers the topic of what is a client and what is the concept of SAP landscape. Thank you.